Hello, this is Don Bartholomew with Managers. On this podcast, this is where managers tell their story on their journey to success and anyone trying to climb the corporate ladder. These stories are meant to inspire you. Alright, welcome to Managers. Today we have Edward Zia out of Australia. Edward, how are you, sir?
It is an honour being with you, Don, and your incredible viewers. And may I say, Don, I think your viewers are very attractive people.
All right, thank you. You want to introduce yourself and tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and everything?
Sure, thank you. Yeah, so my name's Edward Zia. I'm a marketing mentor and master coach, and I help people become master persuaders and influencers. Based in Sydney, Australia. Family guy with 2 kids and a wonderful wife, and I help entrepreneurs across the globe really kick butt with their sales and marketing and persuade and influence like the stars.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people lately they're trying to build themselves and better themselves and everything. So business is good on that side.
Oh, it's great. It's interesting, actually. We were talking about this before, of course, before our wonderful interview. Our business really exploded at the start of the year, which I'm very grateful for. So, start of the year is when we really started to take off across the globe, and it's been an absolutely awesome feeling.
Okay. And so, how long now you're doing the coach and the mentoring and stuff?
About 8 years. I've been in business for about 8 years, about 6 years full time. So originally, I started my business as a side hustle, and then it took off, went full time, and over the past year, roughly, that is when it's like all things in business, doing well. But it was over the past year that we really started to take off, which has been absolutely awesome and life changing. So yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Worked with thousands of people and from all walks of life across the world these days. It's great.
Okay. Now, see, before this 8 years here start here. I see before you said you was in the military.
Yes, I did. So originally I started my career in the Australian government. So originally started for the government. So I was in the military originally, and a mixture of military and also federal policing. So I originally started off in that background. But it's funny, actually. I used to do a lot of drug enforcement. So I used to do a lot of undercover drug work. And it turns out that it's dangerous. Whoever thought that undercover drug work was dangerous?
Oh, it's very dangerous. I think it's dangerous.
And I got injured very badly, and that was the end of my military policing career. And I was sort of like, okay, what am I going to do with my life now? And that's when I went in the whole different direction. And I went into corporate Australia, then eventually wound up where I am today. I decided to go out on my own and help people. It's been really cool.
So how the transition went? Like, how could you explain it to somebody who trying to take your same path? Like, how did you make that transition from the undercover to coach? Talk to me about
that. Very crazy adventure. So what happened was, originally I had no intention of becoming a coach. So I thought I want to be in the military. I want to be a military policing career. I was heading in that direction.
Right.
So very military type of policing career, and when I got injured and I couldn't continue, it was a huge shock to my life, because what am I going to do with my life now? Where am I going to go? It was that crazy feeling. And what I did was I ended up going back to finishing off my degree. I and ended up having a very, very successful career in corporate Australia. However, what happened was, in my late 20s, so from my injuries earlier on, I had really bad PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder.
All right.
And what happened was I got really sick in my late 20s, and I ended up losing everything. I actually ended up losing all my money, and ended up losing my job, and ended up actually going homeless. So I actually was a homeless veteran when I was like 29, 30.
Damn.
And it was tough. It was tough, but it was tough, but also liberating. So what it was that I was, I used to, when in my 20s, I was quite a successful guy. And then it was sort of like 29, 30. It's like, I'm a homeless guy. What happened to my life? I used to be this really successful agent for the government. Look at me now. It's like I'm just some washed up guy. living in my car.
Right.
Well, what it was that during that whole experience, I just rethought my whole life. I thought, I don't know, for example, I'm a Christian, all that sort of thing. It's like, why am I on earth? Why am I here? And what do I want to do with my life? Do I just want to try and get a job somewhere? And it's like, no, I want to make more of an impact on the world and do some cool stuff. And I looked at a lot of different, I just had basic jobs. So, I used to be one of those annoying guys who used to sell health products in shopping malls. I was one of those guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so I used to sell health products like, heating packs, back massages, wobble machines, just stuff like that. I used to sell stuff like that. It was really funny. And it was really funny. And what happened anyway was that so it was an experience. I thought about my whole life. I thought, I'd love to become a coach. So what I did was I saved up whatever money I could just from my work. And I studied coaching. And then I just launched my business and just day by day kept at it. And it probably took me, in all honesty, after about 5-6 years, I started to really take off. So that's what I found. As I really learned how to coach, got really good at it, got heaps of wins. And then, of course, as well, really started this year, and last year is where I really started to take off globally, which, very excited about and very grateful for.
Right. It takes some time, but it took off and it was good.
Yeah, what it was, I can say this now, it wasn't so much it takes X amount of time for me to be successful. It's more about me learning about myself. So it's more about me becoming the person who can become successful, if it makes sense. So when I started my business, I started from a very, very weak place. I had a lot to learn, not just about coaching, but just about being an influencer, running a business. And after about 5-6 years, I started to get a real feel for it. And it's probably about year 6 and 7, I really started to take off, which is great.
So with this, like, how if somebody in the same situation and they're homeless, they want to get out there, they want to get back on their feet. From your experience, what could you tell them is the for them to have a shorter way out? What advice will you give to them?
I think the first thing is actually spirit. I think the first place to start is actually spirituality. I think that's very important. So for me, being a Christian, that wasn't too hard. So to me, sort of my, sort of my Christian faith and the Christian community sort of really helped give me a grounding during that experience, which is great.
Right.
I was also able to, and this is what I did. So originally it was that spiritual grounding, working with, sort of fellow Christians and, receiving their help. And then it was just getting basic work, just trying to just get a basic job, just anything to sort of transition from homeless to a normal life.
Okay.
That's for me the place to start is, and once you've sort of made that transition, then you can sort of start thinking, okay, what am I going to do with my life? What do I want to do? Where do I want to go? And so that's the way to go. I think in hindsight, the spiritual faith and the great people, and then just getting basic jobs to get back on my feet, that was the winning formula for me. That's how I sort of got back into life. But then I was able to sit back and say, what do I want to really do with my life? And that was the powerful side of it.
Right. So you just needed to get a regular job, get back on your feet, because you know the kind of person you is. You're going to get back out there. You're going to make it.
Yeah, and even if you're not making much money, like even if you're just, I was actually saying this to one of my wonderful clients, quite a young lady who's starting out from the UK, is she actually basically asked me, Ed, should I go get a full-time job? She basically says, Ed, I want to be an influencer like you. Should I go get a full-time job, or should I get a part-time job? And I actually said, maybe you should get a part-time job. Just get, I even said, work at Starbucks. Great company. Just work at Starbucks a few days a week, right? Work at Starbucks a few days a week, pay your bills, and then spend the rest of your time working on what you're passionate about.
The best thing. That's the best thing. Keep floating. You need to keep that part-time job to keep afloat.
Yeah, I think so. Because the thing is, the other side of it is if you get like a full-on, and I suppose this is an interesting discussion, if you go and get a full-time job, that's great and all, but then then the trade-off is it becomes harder to get your business going, so you got less time to do it.
Oh, yeah, you're time limited with your passion.
Yeah, so if you're like working 2-3 days a week, and let's say you got 2 days a week to work on your business, that's pretty cool. That kind of works. Whereas if you're like working 5-6 days a week, very hard to get a business off the ground with that amount of workload, if that makes sense.
Okay, so Edward, you say you coach, mentor, influencer. So if somebody, they come to you, they want to be a coach too, they want to be an influencer. What's your best thing you could tell them to do? How to go about being a coach or influencer?
Yeah, the first thing you do is, before you want to become a coach or influencer, you need to think about how exactly you're going to help people. Like, what do you actually do? That's the number one thing. Because saying you coach people is a very open and wide thing to say. It depends what exactly you want to do. So I say to people, think exactly about the transformation you're providing people. Like, are you helping become stronger? Are you helping people in relationships? Are you helping people with their marketing, their sales, whatever the case may be? The first thing to think about is exactly what are you trying to do? How are you trying to help people? Once you've got that established, then I always say to people is start sharing content. Let's say on LinkedIn, for example, just helping people, just start sharing content and ideas that really help improve the quality of people's lives. And to me, that's a place to start. And also the third point is make sure you're doing lots of self-development. So in my case, I went and did a 1.5-year course in coaching, which really helped me get started. That was awesome.
Oh, you had mentors before this. Before you being
exactly.
a mentor, you had mentors.
I've got mentors now. So I got mentors now. And that's the thing. It's sort of like the mentors that, like, I tried to go it alone for a long time, and you need the right mentors to get you to where you want to go. So what happened was I originally just went it alone doing my own thing. And it was okay, but after a while I started finding the right mentors for me. And as I worked with those guys, I really took off. And that's what's really important. You got to have the right mentors to work with. The right mentors, I say, because when you have the right mentors working with you, you really can take off quickly. That's when you become really powerful.
Right. How much mentors did you have going through, like, your process learning?
Probably 10 different mentors. It's because everyone is different,
right?
And different people have different programs, and everyone's different. And you need different people at different points in time.
Okay, so which one of those 10 make the most influence on you? Which one you actually grasp most?
Well, actually, the one that really, really hit me is actually two of them. I'm going to throw the answer at two of them, actually. Two of them that I would say had equal impact on me was they're both from the United Kingdom. I'm in Australia, they're both from the UK.
Right.
One's a man by the name of Burton, who's an amazing, he's actually one of, he actually made the United Kingdom's top 100 most influential people.
Okay.
So Burton, and also another mentor by the name of Stefan, who is a business networking and relationships expert from the UK as well. It was those two guys that, and they both know each other, they both work together as well. It was those two guys that collectively had the most radical impact on my life.
Okay, yeah. Stefan Thomas, he's good too. He's good.
Yeah, so Stefan and Burton. I encourage anyone listening, please, reach out to these guys, tell them I sent you. But yeah, Stefan and Burton, both collectively and evenly, I credit them with absolutely being inspirational mentors. And these guys to this day, they are two mentors that I quite closely adhere to and quite closely follow and refer people to this day. They're amazing people.
Yeah, so after the 10 mentors, the homeless, a lot of stuff. What you learn from all of this, Edward? What's your biggest lesson you learned?
Yeah, the biggest lesson I've learned is that you need to be very clear on what you want to do with your life, which is point one. Point two, you need to be very clear on what you actually do in your business. You don't want to just go into business and say, I'm going to try something. You want to be very clear and focused as to what you do. And the third thing is you need to have a very strong daily plan of action. So in other words, you just can't wake up and sort of think, oh, what am I going to do now? You have to really have a strong daily consistent plan of action. So for example, I do videos during the day. I do heaps of stuff to make that all come together.
Oh, you have a whole plan, a whole routine from, you say plan out your day from morning until sleep.
Exactly. And it's like, yeah, and I always say to people, you get out what you put in. If you just like log into LinkedIn here and there and speak to the odd person on the phone, you're not going to have a business. If you're like posting like 8 to 10 times a day like I am and you're messaging people, yeah, you're going to do pretty well. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah, of course. The that was your biggest lesson. What about your biggest failure?
I think my actual biggest, I was actually thinking about this yesterday. I think my biggest failure in business was not backing myself soon enough, always playing too small. I'd always be, I would say, moving too slowly and playing too small. So I'd always be doing cool stuff here and there, but it wasn't until maybe about 6-12 months ago that I really turned around and took the bull by the horns and said, I want to play it big now. So I think my biggest criticism of myself was playing too small. I don't play small anymore, but I most certainly used to, and that's not helpful.
And between being a Christian, 10 mentors, catching back yourself, what will you say was the most important one you did?
Yeah, I actually think the Christian foundation was the actual key thing that made everything work, because that ultimately it was that Christian foundation that really gave me the strength to believe in myself and actually move forward. So I used to be completely immobilized by fear. I used to be a very fearful sort of guy. However, that Christian foundation really, really helped me come together, and I love it.
All right. What about books? Any books?
One of my favorite books, I think it was Maxwell. Was it Ian Maxwell? It was Failing Forward. That was one of my favorite books, Failing Forward. Love that book.
Let me see.
And one more book talking more recently. How can I, this is one of my favorite, this is actually how can I forget? One of my favorite books of all time is by Scott Adams, who's the creator of Dilbert. And Scott Adams connected to him on LinkedIn. He's an amazing guy. And it's called Win Bigly, Persuasion in a World Where Facts Don't Matter.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, you've read it?
Yes.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's basically about how Trump won an unwinnable election. And it was, at the end of the day, again, I'm not being political. I'm just talking neutrally here. It's Trump shouldn't have won that election. And everyone said that, right? Even Trump said I shouldn't have won the election, right? Everyone said that. Even Trump agrees, right? So yeah, I should have won that election.
Oh my God.
But yeah, but he won. It's like, and to me, what was impactful is this guy won an unwinnable election through persuasion. It's like, you have to be, like, whether you hate Trump, whether you love or hate Trump, right? The man's a genius.
Oh yeah.
Love or hate him.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Love or hate him, he's a genius. Love or hate him.
Really smart guy.
And it was unpacking that persuasive genius, which had such a huge impact on my life. Because then I could really look at it and say, wow, okay, I don't agree with everything that Trump does, but he's a persuasive, smart guy that won an unwinnable election. How did he do it? How?
Yeah.
And not just in terms of the headlines like, oh, all Americans are racist. Not that political rubbish, but from a more logical business point of view, how did he do it? And that book, that actually changed my whole thinking about sales and business and persuasion.
Yeah, you could learn a lot from him. Trust me.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Mm-hmm. All right, and we have a next question here. What about the thing you're most proudest of?
Well, I think two answers. I'll answer two ways. Of course, the number one, first thing comes to mind, it's my family. Wonderful family and wife. So very proud of those incredible guys. So wife and family, amazing. So very grateful to have them. So that's the number one thing I'm grateful for. Outside of family and talking more business, I'm proud of the amount of lives that we've impacted. So it's interesting, actually. We actually realized this the other day. I would have saved at least 10 people from committing suicide over the past year or two.
Whoa.
So, yeah, it only clicked to us the other day. It's like, I'm actually going to do a video on it. I've actually been planning to do a video on that one on LinkedIn. But, yeah, I've actually saving, not just helping people make more money, but we've actually physically prevented people from committing suicide and build powerful lives.
That's powerful.
Yes, that's good. So I think those from, obviously personally, family. Oh yeah, that's right up there. That's number one. And actually transforming the lives of people, including preventing good people from committing suicide.
All right. And what are you curious about right now?
Yeah, I'm actually curious about how to take off faster on LinkedIn. So for me, it's how do you the big thing that I think about all the time is right now at least is how do you, and I'm in the process of doing this obviously, but how do you really take off quickly? How do you become a sensation that everyone's looking towards and talking about? That's sort of that's always on my mind, and I'm always thinking about that.
Well, with my I don't actually have a right answer from me myself, but I see all the answers for that question. Just be keep putting out content. They say just keep putting out content, and in due time it will happen.
Yeah, and I think as well how to make that. And great answer. I couldn't agree with you more. And the thing I've been is how can I make the content as hot and spicy as possible?
Well, just by being yourself, just by being original. That's what I think.
Exactly.
Don't try to be somebody else, and when actually somebody get to know you, you're a totally different person. They'll be like, "What's this?"
Yeah.
Yeah, just be real. And this time you just be yourself. No false pretense, and people. Not everybody gonna like you. So whoever it is like you and doing business with you is for the person you are. So
yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah, no, that's a great way of putting it, Don. Very good way. Couldn't agree with you more. And that's what I think about all the time. That's what goes through my mind, and I'm always, okay, how can I put out better content? How can I take off more? How can I reach more people? And it's good. It's been good. Lately, I've been winning a lot lately, so I just got to keep it up.
Yeah, you gotta keep it up. And
yeah.
Concerning your business, what else? What could you tell your customers, your potential customers out there? How could they find you? Like, how could they get onto you? If somebody want a course, they want coaching.
Best thing to do is reach out to me on LinkedIn. So, people can reach out to me on LinkedIn, and people who hire me are also been very attractive. So I just want to say that's people who hire me are awesome, wonderful people, and I love them so much. So, best thing to do is they can Google my name. They can find out all about me, but definitely connect with me on LinkedIn and we can have an awesome, awesome conversation.
All right. No other, what about Instagram, anything like that? Facebook?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm actually on I'm a LinkedIn guy. I'm quite big on LinkedIn. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook as well.
Okay.
I'm actually on those platforms, but they're more secondary platforms. Like LinkedIn is sort of what I hang my hat on.
Right, you're there all day. You're available.
Yeah, so but when it comes to social media, probably 98% plus my effort is into LinkedIn. And I maybe jump on Instagram and Facebook a few times during the day, but at the end of the day, I'm busy working LinkedIn. That's what I love and what I'm running into.
Okay. Do you have any free good content out there where somebody could actually download and learn about all the different things you teach? Absolutely.
So in my so it's quite easy to find. My main mentoring program is called the Awesome Marketing Vault. And in section 2, there's over 4 hours of free content you don't even need to sign up for. You don't even have to put in your email address. You can just walk up to it and just hit play. So if people can search for it, you can find it on my website. But you type in my name and go to my website, you can find my Awesome Marketing Vault with over 4 hours of free content. Really good.
And you out of Australia, but it's online, so you're dealing with everybody, US, Caribbean, UK.
Absolutely. Got clients all over the world. So my mentoring program is hosted on the Global Teachable platform, which is a great platform, which is full global access. So clients all over the world.
All right, Edward. Thanks for the time, for telling us about your journey. All right, and hope maybe we could do this again.
It's an absolute pleasure, and I was going to say your viewers are awesome. They're very attractive. They're brilliant. I love them very much. And Don, you're the greatest guy ever. Great job.
All right, Edward. We'll talk soon. And it's morning in Australia right now, right? And it's evening across here. So enjoy your morning and talk to you soon.
Thank you. I need some coffee. Bless your heart.